The English department at Northeastern is it's a small department with a very broad reach. So we have a wide variety of specialties, but also I think a sense of camaraderie among the faculty and a connection to the students. And we have a lot of majors. Students really enjoy the English department, I think, because there is there's a sense of intellectual excitement, and there's a sense of a lot of possibilities and a lot of flexibility of where people can go with their interests in the field.
There are so many different approaches to philosophy. I mean, one of the things that defines philosophy is that there is, well, first of all, there is no well agreed upon answers to the questions that we're discussing. But even deeper than that, there are no well agreed upon approaches to how to answer the questions, so I can't tell you that. Generally speaking, I would say read some philosophy, and if it really turns you on, then probably it would be a good idea to continue.
Our communication studies program is really academic oriented, and one of the things that I think is unique about it is that combined with the experiential education, whether it's going abroad or the cooperative education program, really makes a nice balance between the classroom academic side with the real world engagement, and whether it's through service learning or any of the other opportunities that are out there. And I think that kind of dialogue that happens between the academic part and the experiential part really enriches their education, and they come out of here, I think, much better equipped to make important decisions about what they want to do with the rest of their lives.
We have a passion for solutions, as we like to say in the school. We are not simply, and I don't say this disparagingly, we are not simply about intellectual inquiry, we are about action. And so our students and our faculty are thinking about real problems. How do we solve the problems of housing and homelessness and healthcare? How do we deal with issues of gender and race? How do we, in fact, think about the role of America in the world? These are not just intellectual questions, they're real questions for us, and we want our students to be out there engaged in changing the world.
Many of our students also participate in study abroad, which is something that's very attractive to them, particularly for those students who initially did what we offer here called Dialogue of Civilizations. And our department offers 3 of them right now. One is to Australia, one's to Italy, and one's to Greece. And these are short summer programs where the students, for many of them, it's their first time abroad, and once they have that experience, they're hooked on going abroad and very interested in finding other additional study abroad opportunities.
We have a new program in the English department that we've just started on. It's an experiential education component of the curriculum that's focused on archival studies. And so we take students from the classroom to many of the incredibly rich archives in the Boston area, so the Boston Public Library, the Museum of Fine Arts, the Massachusetts Historical Society, the Boston Athenaeum. There are just fabulous resources here. And so we take the students there and show them how to do primary source research in these materials, as well as to use the digital archives.
Many of our professors take advantage of the opportunity to designate undergraduate students as research interns. The way that works for the student is they simply sign up for a course in which they're the only student, called Research Intern, and they get a grade from the professor. In the typical case, they're helping the professor do his or her research.
Our students do all kinds of things after graduation. A good number of them will go work right after graduation, and oftentimes in firms in which they did co-op work, or in organizations where they did internships. It's not unusual for a student to email me and say, you know, remember that co-op job I had in the Labor Department? Well, it turned into a regular job. Or remember that internship I did on Capitol Hill where a member of Congress kept me on as a staff member. In fact, I had one student who did an internship with Dick Durbin of Illinois. Now she's his press secretary. So you have these kind of stories all over. Another large chunk of our students go right to graduate school. Many of the students, by the way, who go to work immediately, eventually go to graduate school 2 years or 3 years out. That's very common now. But they have these experiences, both at Northeastern and afterward, that really make them attractive to graduate schools because of their experience in the field as well as their intellectual development at the university. Why Northeastern? Because we offer a value that I think most private universities like us are hard pressed to offer. We offer this engagement, this experience that does not regard the world beyond the university as somehow separate, but brings the world outside into the university, engages it, and both in the classroom, but also through our co-op programs, through our internships, through our study abroad, all the things we do in undergraduate research. That for us, experience is not something you just do in the summertime. It's not just a summer internship. It is something we take seriously in the educational mission of the university, through freshman level workshops, and then of course capstone projects in your senior year. Our students are out there engaged. In fact, when I was department chair of political science, I used to say, well, welcome to Northeastern, now go away. We want you to be out there, and we want you to come back and bring those lessons that you learned back to the classroom. It enlivens how we talk about these issues. It enlivens how we think about national issues. It enlivens how we think intellectually. So for us, the intellectual journey and the experiential journey are the same. They're intertwined, and I think, in fact, I know that at the end, our students are better prepared for the world beyond as a result.